Black art, not bad art. Black art, not sad art. Black art, not mad art. Gamba. I'm a black hero, Malcolm no Lido. I'm not here to deal codes like zero. Money turn bros to phones, Rob De Niro. Blacker than the name Draymond or Shaquille Neal. I'll be paying the game incredible, so poetical how to add this turn edible. BOC rap, so sorry if not legible. Metaphor fruits and punchlines is vegetables. Cause me ain't came to be acceptable. Smelling like cocoa butter and lip balls. Everyone roaming away with some fall. Every trunk getting away, can you look mall, y'all? I done came a long way, but I still freestyle for homies on the live stream. Live being, crime things to crop me. And I got more kicks, y'all know what I mean. Black art, not bad art. Black art, not sad art. Black art, not mad art. Amber. Black art, not bad art. Black art, not sad art. Black art, not mad art. Bamba. And you can't crop me out or block me out, and you can't box me out, I'm Basquiat. They was trying to count me out for dropping out, but now I'm just dropping mouths like Pacquiao. Black and carefree, but still can't trust police. On the radio now became B. Raheem. Don't text me back, then you tweaking, G. Cause why would you not want to hear from me? Inspired by no names of Queen Latif's, Lil Wayne, Nicole, tries to bitch my keys. My flow was like Soul Trash's disco heat. With a hip hop beat, nigga, watch my feet. It's a miracle when I had that voice so lyrical, vibe so spiritual, look so mystical. World through a lemon, I swallowed that ish hoe. Trouble made me gold and black made me bold. So, black art, not bad art. Black art, not sad art. Black art, not bad art. Bamba. Everybody clap your hands like this. I said the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I said the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I said the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I said the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And black art, not bad art. Black art, not sad art. Black art, not mad art. Bamba. Woo! If you got no rhythm, baby, get up out the way. Don't kill the wave. Cause if you got no rhythm, baby, get up out the way. Don't kill the wave. Remember sliding kickbacks with no invite. You was buck out of luck if you had no ride. They was shoot up to feet just to fight outside. Niggas fry, niggas high, next day I don't hide when the flow hit the flow. Real ones get low, lame hit the dough. Don't stress over shit that we never knew. Hang loose like a Tracy McGrady suit. Fabulous, so good. Why you move so as ambulance in the hood? Foot working through the crowd with an Afro pick. Motherfucker, I'm the disco Kaepernick. And every night be the night of our lives. Day that we woke me, somebody died. So even when home, we pull up like vacation. Home of the good footwork house station. It's the way we make the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Cause we don't see the way we make the way. Get out of the way. Let me fix my shirt. If you got no rhythm, baby, get up out the way. Don't kill the wave. Come on. If you got no rhythm, baby, get up out the way. Don't kill the wave. Everybody to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. If you got no rhythm, baby, get up out the way. Don't kill the wave. If you got no rhythm, baby, get up out the way. Don't kill the wave, motherfucker. I rap for niggas that won't ever get to make it out Chicago. Marginalize their problems and then drink it into bottles. Seasons steady changing, but you stuck just like a pothole. Then he loses life from bullets from a tinted Tahoe. Kids from summer camp that never make it to the next year. Get your numbers almost like the death is not complex here. And every funeral where A.I. Leak is getting old. It's for everyone they overpriced to ever dig a hole. I rap for listeners. Hood niggas, this forced prisoners, Hennessy holders, and the cousins that I be missing up. Fly ladies, break dancers, and ghetto visitors. Low lives, gangbangers, and late finishers. Uncles who can't afford the Hennessy, so get the brandy. Hard-working grannies on the CTA standing. Closed all the projects, now we Ubering to Lansing. Buying granny houses, probably gentrified planning, but that song's called Damn Right Traffic. Next song. Shorty is like 5 p.m. Take Western through the south side, my side. Make sure that you text her when you outside. Said she never been out to Chicago in the summertime. Why I never see you? Cause I'm peeping that you summer fine. From up north, but she wanna get some barrels. Get it food, and you throw it back like Hollister apparel. And the way you do it, I just wanna offer you a pedal. I can be Chicago, babe. I ain't asking you to settle. So the next time you touch down, doggy, you better get and put some in the air. Since I got you, and you got me. When I come to your town, I wanna get out, I wanna get right. Let's get down. Passing by your city and we about to hit the road. So the after show, you the only place I wanna go. If it's in New York, we can get some pizza on the low. If it's in LA, in and out right after Brothers Road. If it's Boston, maybe we can hit Masala up in Somerville. Know the deal, maybe fall in love, maybe Dodger Bill. Send it easy, don't just catch a Uber on my face. I just be Chicago, babe. I ain't asking you to say so. Next time you touch down, you better hit me. We get and put some in the air. Since I got you, you got me. When I come to your town, I wanna get out, I wanna get out, I wanna get right. Let's get down. Eisenhower, BJ went to Julian. That's outside past 95th. Arrows up off Austin, we can picnic up in Beverly. I know you've been exhausted, come on through. Let me show you all the places I would be. All the homies who I got, who my eyes luxury. I'ma show you all the places that commercials never see. I'ma be Chicago, babe, when you stumbling in these streets, baby. Next time you touch down, we can put some in the air. Since I got you, you got me. When I come to your town, I wanna
Yo, that was Rick Wilson, my man. I love that last joint because it was just like a bunch of my favorite movies just in the background. So that was hot. Yeah, give it up for Rick Wilson. Give it up for Rick Wilson. My name is Nate Marshall, and welcome. You are in tune with the Breakbeat Poets live. This is volume 4, I think. Yeah, 4, chapter 4. 4. So we're here. I'm really excited to be here. I'm hosting solo unless my nephew decides to come in and bother me, which is a fair to good possibility. But I'm really excited because we have a really dope lineup for you tonight. So tonight we have Kimon Felix, we have Destiny Birdsong, we have Jacob Sayens, we have Mahogany Brown, and of course more music from the homie Rick Wilson. So I feel like we should just get into it. I feel like we should. So I want to first off, let me do a couple of shout outs. Let me do a couple of shout outs. Shout out to Kelly. They're on the live caption, trying to make sure that everything is accessible for folks. That's super important. So shout out to Kelly. Shout out to Jim and Sean at Haymarket for helping make this thing happen and kind of running the back end. And of course, we have Good Kids Mad City, who we're raising money for today. If you don't know about their work, they do a lot of dope work in Chicago. You should definitely be in tune. And they're committed to fighting to end violence of all sorts in underserved communities. They demand more resources for communities. And yeah, I have a lot of like personal love for their work. Got a lot of younger homies and former students of mine and my niece who have done some organizing with Good Kids Mad City. So please get in tune, donate. It's in the little box, the chat thing. I think it's right there. I don't understand directions on computers. But our first poet, really I shouldn't even say poet. I should say this is like, because this person is sort of like more than a poet, right? Frankly, really like a poet, a political strategist, a cultural organizer, a luminary. Please give it up. She is the author of How to Build Yourself a Boat, which was long listed for the National Book Award. She has 2 more books forthcoming, Dyscalculia and Let the Poets Govern. Please give all your love, all your energy, coming from the Bronx, but now I guess coming from DC, but also, who knows, coming from the whole wide world. Give it up for Kimon Felix.
Yo, what an intro to come in through. I mean, first of all, how am I supposed to follow that excellent live performance and then follow such an introduction like that? Nate, everything you do is excellent, even when you are celebrating other people. So thank you for that. I'm gonna read some poems. I'm gonna start with an old joint that is actually inspired by so many of the people on this call, low key, or has been in the hands and in the minds of so many people of this call. So this one's called Trap Queen. I'm your trap queen. In these shorts, I'm all ass. My clap don't quiet. My tongue don't lie. In these shorts, I'm just glitchy melanin, wholly octagonal. Did you know I've got edges? Did you know I've got corners? Can you call that anything but dynamic? But a port with a flint? Trap queen so notorious, they don't even know what she look like. Trap queen so careless, she everybody's boo, everybody first love, take her to the mall, she gonna bust it open for a nigga, she everybody's thought, everybody good fuck. Trap queen so spectacular, she everybody's tit. Trap queen, everybody's mama, everybody's abandoned land, everybody's excuse. She everybody lifelong lament, but turn the floodlights on, and everybody motivated by how nimble her knee, how she make you come with just the way she put her black on. You love that shit. The way she flexing it, put her whole foot in it. So black, you can't divorce it. So black, you don't speak her language. Black in your wet dreams, she come black. Her black is residual, will not wash out of the duvet, and keep it real, you love that shit. Love to deliver it, send the wet silencer down her throat, love to shut her up, but Trap Queen don't fear shit except how easily my body leaves me, how often it is not mine. Trap Queen don't fear shit except an unlimited caricature, except the way they toe my narrative right out my own mouth and iron it flat. Trap Queen don't fear shit except for how everybody lay claim when the sun falls, except for how I can't keep a moment of myself to myself. Don't fear shit except the way my lonesome is your invitation, the way all my power sustains and sanctifies, the way the world will lay its violence at the threat of my able Black body, except the way nobody got my back until I'm face forward, an obituary or a red prayer orbiting until everybody forget about it and find my sister and repeat. um Shout outs to Black girls, man, and like the people who make you feel safe being a Black girl. So many people on this call who have fostered that and protected that, and I know some of the people watching too. Much love to all of you. Destiny, so glad to see you. Mahogany, you already know. Jacob, so an honor to be here with you, and Captioner Kelly, Rick, just so much love on this call, and I just wanted to make sure to shout that out. I've been thinking a lot about borders, and how our bodies transfer through borders and translate borders. And I'm now, I'm on unceded Piscataway, Kahnaway land, and want to just bring that into the space and honor Indigenous communities who have suffered from borders. This last poem is a new joint. It's called Do You Believe in Borders? Do you believe in borders? What I'm feeling is the death of a million wayward bodies falling into each other like lattice work on a French pie. I draw a river and your God lines it out into a field. I say this earnestly and with a smile, so I'm not sure what you're asking me. Is it a question of shoulds or of ours? The nation state is a body. It is the Russian doll of bodies, a body housing a body of farmed bodies, all of whom mill about in their categorical nothingness with some parasite sucking from their breast. All over the globe, one breast drains into the mouth of a whole class, a safety valve for the gutless. You have to understand my parameters here are limited. The space between my two selves shrinking and pulverized all the same. The wine delivery comes. My courier steps into the foyer. I say, hello. I say, thank you. I sign her receipt. I offer her a Clorox wipe. I stand away at 6 feet. I don't know. I do know nobody dies at my border. Thank you.
Word. Thank you so much. Come on. That was great. That was incredible. Man, I love that new work. Cool. Cool. This is really great. This is such a fun event. I get so happy to like be able to be in the presence of poets, though I'm in my house and, you know, just in the house bored out here. So let's keep it moving. I'm really excited for this next poet. I've had a lot of love for this next poet for years, since I think I met her when I was in undergrad in Nashville, Tennessee, where she lives and writes. But she's originally from Louisiana, and she has her debut poetry collection coming out. It's called Negotiations, and what is there was some really great language around it. I wanna capture. It's said Negotiations is laced with ratchetry, yet hungering for its own respectability. which like if that doesn't make you go out and immediately hit pre-order, then we're just not, we shouldn't be on the same earth. We're not built the same as people. So please give all your love, all your energy through the screen to the lovely Destiny O Birdsong.
Thank you so much, Nate. That's so sweet. I'm really happy to be here. Like the music has been great and the Kamon's reading was amazing. So happy to be here with you too, Mahogany and Jacob. And thanks to Haymarket Books. Thank you, Nate, for hosting. This is awesome. So I'm just gonna read 2 poems from the collection, and the first one is called Lodestar. You never asked for it, but you sure as hell took it. This little space I made for you, like I once did for the pair of iridescent flip-flops my stepsister fished from the synthetics of my teenage closet and slipped like tongues into her overnight bag. You're the prom kiss I may never have. My bubble gum stiff as taffeta, bulging your cheek, my silk dress cooling your head like ocean water, the paste and glow stars above us, and your lips agleam. We're already in the future. You're a ream of code humming beneath my pillow, your avatar's aura shaming my bedroom's dark like a Luna moth. The broken crescent my body makes as I text is a halting question you refuse to answer in exchanges about long distance love and first drafts. My critiques are geometries of emojis, each sweating face, a tiny planet strung on a craft wire of hope, like the planetarium my mother once made for my science fair. Or maybe it was my sisters. I come from women who save their best work for people who won't remember it. Your published version is identical to the first. Your new woman is identical to the last. And I am 15 again in my mother's car. She's asking if she should get married again tomorrow. Hair already pinned to her scalp, formaldehyde tips floundering in her lap like poison gummed wings. After high school, I forgot the number of rings around Saturn or my moon-clogged heart, how it ossified the woman I might have become, like a prehistoric insect spinning in amber. There's enough petrified in me, waiting for the leer and thaw of your precise language to begin, like the opening strains of the Twilight Zone. And the spiraling contexts of your lines, testing the gullibility of my sight. What am I willing to let you tell me I see? When did you become galaxies under my fingerprints, my dactyl eye pressed against the screen? When did I become calculation, theory, styrofoam, and wet paint where red dunes and potable water should be? And this next one is called Long Division. 20% of me wants women, or maybe just Cardi B. I want us to fuck up the club after we get dressed at each other's houses, her jeweled tips grazing my ribs as she drags the faja tight beneath my breasts. I want her to call me bitch because I'm taking too long to gel down my edges, then later try to fight the bitches who get too close to me on the dance floor. I want us to stumble into the bathroom arm in arm, for her to thumb straight the smudged wings of my mascara, gum cracking against her expensive teeth, us taking in the breath from each other's nostrils and the stench of pissy toilets and bins brimming with pads rolled tight as sushi. And all this is to say, I am not ready to speak of her peacock feather, of the ripple of muscle coaxing it down her outer thigh, which is to say, I don't know what I want, but maybe more than 20% will allow. 69% of me wants men. I believe every mouth deserves a morsel. The rest of me just wants a bed alone, seas of unfucked stitches cool to the touch, and arms brave enough to lie open with no expectation of an embrace. Of that, half is terrified of men, of the intentions they hide between my fears, the messages sitting on red, and the easy way they are speaking to you, then suddenly they forget. Though part of me longs for their forearms, for the way they lift me and their laps broad as my mother's, granite enough to hold me no matter what size I've become, no matter the number of cylindrical months I've spent alone. Months the men moisten and dangle in front of me like squares between their lips. You can never finish a whole one by yourself anyway, one used to say, lifting the butt, its filter pink and warped from my slow drags. The other half remembers always, and sometimes with tenderness, my rapist. I see him in passing, at least twice daily at 11:11, his wish minute. I see him in razored goatees and in the rhombus of a Toyota, in the belly hard as a melon, which is leading the man who is leading the girl through a crosswalk littered with brief blushes of dogwood blossoms blotting the spring rain. Even now, I wonder if it happened because we were in love, and if that's true, maybe I should just get over it or call it some other thing. The need for better safe words, the need for more boundaries, unrecognized as they are. Little countries with shorelines for skirts and no kings. Longing is an imprecise arithmetic, like the medicines calculated for both histoplasmosis and my survival. If you sectioned off my heart, it would collapse like shredded meat cupped between the lobes of my sesame lungs, where there is always more breath than sustenance. Still, some nights, I sit alone at an oak table at sunset, daring my dissection in the cracked reflection of an empty plate. Others I spend like the Savior's parabolic bridegroom who, having passed the sleeping maids in the courtyard, enters the streets in his sloshed robes, his kerosene lamp whittled to a flicker against his chest. He's calling, come, come, whosoever, let them hear, let them come. Thank you.
Told you, she don't play, man. Damn. Damn, that was incredible. Damn. Whew. I gotta like shake that. I was moved, man. That was beautiful. Wonderful. Cool. I want to make sure I give a shout out to the series co-editor Kevin Koval, doing the work. He did a lot of back end work to help make this thing happen. And of course, the other folks who have stepped in and hosted some of these live chapters. So shout out to Kev, shout out to Idris Goodwin, shout out to Jose Olivares, and of course, shout out to Willie Perdomo, and so many more, right? The Breakbeat thing, we've been doing these individual collections and anthologies and all this. And it's been really humbling to sort of be a part of this ever increasing network of poets from all over. So shout out to all those folks. Now I'm really excited for this next poet. I know I say that all the time, but it's not like I'm not lying. I'm just I'm an excitable dude, I guess. So just let me live my truth. Don't judge me. That's what I ask of you. But for real, like this next poet, this brother had a poem that I read and I like became a fan like before I ever knew him. And I think like when I first met him, he probably thought I was like a little weird because I straight up like this, like it was the poem was like I think it was like Throwing the Crown, or no, Evolution of My Block was the poem. But I like straight up knew that joint by heart. And so I'm sure he was like a little like tweaked out, but that's okay. He was very nice. So please, I love this dude. Lives in Chicago, was raised out in Cicero, Illinois. Really excellent poet. His first book came out from Copper Canyon Press. It's called Throwing the Crown. Please give all your love, all your energy. He does the good work over at Rhino Poetry. But my man, Jacob Sands.
Thank you, Nate. I love you too, man. I still think you're a little weird, but it's all love, man. It's a good. I'm weird too, so it's all, I'm digging the vibes. And I appreciate the love and support you've had for me over the years, and it goes back to you and to all the folks on this call, Kimon and Destiny and Mo Brown and Rick Wilson, who I hear all the time on Vocalo Radio, and I love it. Just super excited and honored to be here on this call with you all and all the YouTubers out there. I got to make sure I look at the mic to make sure I say hi to my people out there. I think my mom might be listening. So hi, Mom. Hi, brothers, if you all are listening. I have a bit of a heavy heart today. I lost one of my tias today, my tia Lily, and she passed away, not COVID related, but she's no longer suffering. I'm grateful that she's no longer in pain. And so I want to dedicate my reading to my tia Lily and my living tias, my tia Lucia, my tia Angelita, my tia Petra, and of course my mother Juana. I love you all. This poem is called Sisters at Work. His first job consisted of dusting and cleaning downtown offices of men in starched suits, while she and her sister wore uniforms slightly stained and frayed. They wiped down phones and fax machines with worn rags, sucked up dirt on shag rugs, using Hoover vacuum cleaners with cords coiling on floors like slim, limp pythons. Sometimes, when changing out garbage bags, they find tossed out food not found in the pantry at home, where shelves held bags of beans and rice, potatoes and tortillas. They tired of eating the same meal night after night while their mother knitted by the light, her mind wrapped in the pattern of chatter, of voices never ceasing to talk. In trash bins, they discovered ruby red apples almost whole, half-eaten sandwiches made with turkey and cheese, a slice of uneaten pecan pie like a carnival prize they'd pick out to share back and forth bites of a secret sweet treat as they sat swiveling in cushioned chairs and kicked their feet up on freshly dusted desks. This next poem, I should have said before, that poem just got picked up by the journal The Boiler. So shout out to the journal The Boiler. Appreciate the editors there for showing love there. And this next poem, it's called 4th of July Commercial, and it should be coming out in Court Green soon, sometime in the summer. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks to you to the editors of Court Green. There's an epigraph that says, "When they go low, we go high, and I went as high as I could." And those are the words of Therese Patricia Okumo, Lady of Liberty. 4th of July Commercial. On the 4th of July, activists ascended the Statue of Liberty and hung a banner with the words, "Abolish ICE," plastered on. The banner hung from Lady of Liberty's nose like tissue to stop a bleeding, but there's not enough tissue to stop all the blood leaking from her nostrils, her ear holes, her eyelids. Yes, she's bleeding tears that stain her gown like cheap sangria, and of course this is a metaphor for the country. Of course, it didn't really happen like that. Not exactly. On the 4th of July, I ate the flesh of cows and pigs and chickens and what other animals hot dogs are made of. I wrapped the flesh in a tortilla soaked in salsa. I wrapped the flesh in a bun doused with mustard and ketchup because fuck Chicago-style antiquated rules. I took a bite and heard the cries of animals being murdered and the cries of children separated from parents at the border, and I kept on chewing even though I was gagging and vomit was climbing up my esophagus. I swallowed all the flesh and vomit forming while chugging an American beer called Founders, which is misleading because nothing is ever found or discovered. I gulped it down and let out a satisfactory, like I'm in a goddamn commercial. But it's only America where I'm not getting paid and animals are still being slaughtered, and sons and daughters are still crying in cages while the monster swings a golf club somewhere. And in the cooler, the ice is melting. And in the ocean, ice is not melting, but hemorrhaging. And ice remains intact, but now there are cracks in the formation ready to split open. Thank you.
Word. Thank you so much, Jacob. And condolences, man, for real. For real. For real. Rest in power to your auntie. Yeah, RIP to your Lily. Oh man. Man, that was great. So again, remember we're raising money today for Good Kids Mad City. They do a lot of really important work in the city, trying to bring resources to communities, trying to hold the police and the power structure and the goofy ass mayor and all those folks accountable. So please, 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 like, get in tune with their work, throw them some dollars. If you can't throw them some dollars, just hit them with a follow on all of the social medias, and yeah, and just be aware, be knowing, be keeping up with what these young people are doing, because it's powerful. For real, I stay inspired by them and by the work that they do. Cool. So next up, this next person, so like, this next poet, right? She is so thorough. She has like so much juice, so many accolades, so many books and publications and everything that I didn't even know what to say. I had to be like, yo, like which one, right? Because most, like everybody, you know, like we have a few books, like we've written a few things, but like like Mo Brown has in fact written so many books that are all so fire that it's hard to even know like which ones to say to introduce. So I just be like, yo, which one, like what's coming out, so that we can like be sure to be in tune with that and support that. So Mo Brown has, I think, 2 books coming out next year. It could be 3, who knows, right? But confirmed 2. So there's a young adult novel called Chlorine Sky. And then there is a book of poems coming from Haymarket that is called I Remember Death by Its Proximity to What I Love the Most, which is a glorious, lovely, sonnet of a sentence, of a title. So please, without further ado, give it up. She is an organizer, an executive director of Bowery, like has just done all the work, right? Originally from Oakland, been making her way and getting busy in Brooklyn for a minute now. Please give all your love, all your energy to Mahogany L. Brown.
Yeah, thank you, Nate. Thank you for that. And yes, sonnet of a title. I love that. I need you to go tell them that you said it first. So I'm gonna read something from I Remember Death by Its Proximity to What I Love the Most. I'm very thankful for the opportunity to publish it with Haymarket, especially because it's something that's totally different, and it was scary for me. It's me writing about mass incarceration and the impact on women and children, specifically from my stance as a child of someone who's been incarcerated for the majority of my life. And just, yeah, so they've always been like, whatever you want to do, give it a shot. So this is the shot. I'll read some of the ending portion. I learned how to talk smack, and Nate will tell you, in spades and dominoes. I'm a beast. I'm really good at it, but I learned from people who learned under dire times. So this is part of the last portion of that poem. And I talk about it through houses. Anybody know how to play dominoes? You know you have to make the house. You'll figure it out. Which should I talk about here? House 1. I got 7 bones. If you don't know how to play dominoes or the language for it, this section ain't for you. And every nigga at the card table look like my daddy. House 2. He lose like a body with a heart too soft. He look weak, I bet his demise tastes good. I slither, you ain't been hugged enough. He heard, your mother don't love you. His face goes slack, my jaws tighten, ready for the blow. The room get ghost, get silent, get mosque-like. I praise me today. Watch me become the bed your mama climb in every lonely night. House 3. My father been gone a long time, but he taught me don't nobody with any sense clap for mediocrity. So I don't. The man-child across from me is a Cheshire grin full of beautiful teeth. He smiles, and I see my father. He laughs, and I see my father. I wonder what it looks like with his blood on my hands. His smile turns into a flatline coast to the backdrop of no shore. His haunt be my horizon. I'ma rise like the star. I'ma rise like Virgin Mary. I'ma slam these dominoes and sip on that brown. Wait for his heart to foxtrot from his throat. Get with it or get hit with it. And the story goes, whether we are ready or not to hold it close, it will arrive. Its little voice singing off key with no fear, a kind of truth. The first son of a young man and a younger woman lifts like a fist from the red dirt of Houma, Louisiana, and finds a patch in Berkeley, California, to toil until it becomes home. They name it the Big House. He first son of a father from the military and a mother with a penchant for horse racing. He grow ivy-like from the soil of a Bay Area revolution. First son will forget and then remember the weight of his hands, will press both thumbs to a human throat, will swing baseball bats into rage. He will connect with the bag flesh of bones and dreams. My father, red like the earth from which his parents fled, relocated to a place where 8 more would be born and die. Amongst the streets of Berkeley, Oakland, Richmond, Antioch, where each boulevard reeks of blood or car oil, drop-top cherry Chevys, burned rubber, an inheritance of abnormal hemoglobin, and a trench of violence. Here, violence is considered love too. And somewhere in Folsom, a 65 years aged Black man, the eldest of 9 siblings, one of the 5 survivors, is somewhere, eyes squint until still, hands lace into a steeple, reciting Matthew 5:39. And thank you for letting me try something new. This last piece is trippy because I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna just read it. I mean, we here, ain't we? So it's called Big Mad because I was listening to a lot of Janae Aiko in this quarantine life. And I just got to tell you, I love how she sings and curses. I think that there is so much grace and like singing on key, like you sound like you could make plant life bloom. And then you be like, motherfucker, whew, that make me feel at home. So I hope the kids are watching. Big Mad. In other words, don't let nobody walk all over you. Most of them mad because I remember what happened after the car wreck on Telegraph. How it trapped a young boy's crushed frame and no one even saved him a prayer. Just poured out some malt for his orphaned son, watched the demons march to the overturned coupe blasting. They mad because I remember too good. Can't never remember to forget what they couldn't erase. No filter, no explanation of miscommunication will remove their blood from my hands. Someone tried to kill me today. Someone tried to kill me yesterday. Someone aimed to shoot me in the dead last week via text, via Twitter, via unanswered email, refusal to see me human, and call it a poetry slam. And somewhere at the bottom of the ocean is a metaphor that's been wrung dry. Somewhere a red wheelbarrow is creaking a tune that wasn't meant to be played with the kind of drums that thrum in my DNA. I may have done it again. Tainted the canon with culture, historical splatter on top of what a symbol be. Bop, bop, brat, bop, brat, and the jazz balladeer collides with the hip hop in me. A pair of trees outside my window are dancing, a nighttime sway like 2 lovers alone. I watch between the black metal and dirty window, think I can locate a pulse of a dream I once lost. mistook it for a song of you belong, you belong, you belong. An American tale, an American take on stealing what was never yours and selling it back to the witness. Bare arms, sawed off maw. My makers call me fugitive. Spring for hazard lights outside of the front doors, but won't pay for rat removal or a parking garage or wooden floorboards sinking until ants beneath submerged and spread like jellyfish. I point my pinky toe at the mass. And from this angle, you'd never know I was dying. I'm an outlaw to aging. I don't make the rules. Black women are forever. Ask Claire, ask Wilma, ask Janet, ask Nia, ask Angela, ask Tony. Each of them sing a seance into the nape of their young. What's a lullaby to a baby that's been to more funerals and weddings? What's an anthem for our forgotten? Who pays rent after they got robbed by the government? Ain't no bows or bobos left to remind me of my childhood. I lost that to three strikes. I lost that to 3 strikes and ain't looked back since. Can't you hear the thunder? Don't it sound like the senseless arguing about the freedom of Kanye rather than the genius of Stockley? These are the same cowards that want to forget, be forgotten, ghost till gone. They read somewhere in a digitized edition of their European history Tumblr textbook, if you want to build a kingdom, you have to kill a queen. Thank you. Shout out to you for being here, for being free. Shout out to Kimon and Destiny and Jacob, Nate, Haymarket, Kelly, the captioneer, Sean, RIC Killed that joined in the beginning. Thank you for that. I was dancing here at home. I appreciate you. Jeez.
Man. Whew. Listen, look, there's a reason Mo Brown has been like everybody and their mama's teacher, even if she wasn't their teacher. Because I feel like that was like a whole lesson, lecture, dissertation in like the space of two poems. Man, whew. All right, cool. Yeah, man. So again, remember, we're out here, we're raising some money for Good Kids Mad City, who have been really on the front line of the work in Chicago. And you know, y'all presidents stay talking slick about Chicago, stay saying what he gonna send in or take out or whatever. But we know he don't really have no dominion there. So, but these kids do, right? They're the future. So please throw them some money, throw them some resources, give them a follow, get in tune with their work. I'm gonna read a poem if that's okay. Maybe I'll read 2 and then we'll end with one last song from the homie Rick Wilson. So this first poem, I thought it would be good because it sort of reminds me of Good Kids Mad City. It's called Frontline. It's a new poem. I don't think I've ever read it to anyone in like the world. So here you go. Frontline. My mama on her front line, raising us like sugar cane down south. My daddy on his front line, fixing your water mains and forwarding Malcolm X speeches to the tools in his union. My sister on her front line, feeding my granddaddy's failing body and debating between protesting one virus or exposing her family to another. This little poem is my front line. And Minneapolis the front, Chicago the front, Baltimore the front, Denver the front, Los Angeles the front, Mississippi the front, and. Some folks on the streets with masks for the tear gas and the invisible ghost maker. Some folks got signs and chants and prayers and fists. It's confusing. It's chaotic sometimes, but that's that. Front lines all around us. All it needs is us to drill down and say, enough. Here's my line, oppressor. Cross it if you bad. Cool. And then I'll read just one more from, this is from the book, from my book that's coming out soon. Let's see. All right. This is called and them. And them. And you too, if you feel it. And you know by feel it, I don't mean bought it. And I don't mean studied. And you know by feel it, I mean the whole nation head nodding to niggas they tried to lock up or out. Or I mean my whole talk a cakewalk. Every time I'm on the phone tricking you into my humanity. Or on my CV deceiving you into hiring a maroon. And you know by feel it, I don't mean you opted in. I mean my people here and been here, making genius from gristle. And every moment you declare a renaissance is just every moment you fools been paying the right attention. And we not stunting that because we'd rather you pay reparations. And attention, my good people, or bad people, or not people. What you do unto the least, you do unto me. Because every time you decided I was acceptable or articulate or actually okay, you don't know who you let in. You let in my mama and my daddy and my greasy grandmammy and my hood and my woes and all the folks who taught me my flows and my thugs and my killers and all the ones you think are drug dealers and my people and my people and my people and my people and my fine people and them. Cool. All right. Cool. Once again, this has been really great. This has been like a very uplifting set for me, certainly. I hope it was for you as well. Again, I want to give shout outs to the managing editor of the Breakbeat imprint, Maya Marshall. I want to give a shout out again to Kelly doing the live caption. I want to give a shout out to Jim and Sean at Haymarket, to Kevin Koval, Idris Goodwin, Jose Olivares, Willie Perdomo, the whole Haymarket Breakbeat Poets massive. There's a whole lot of y'all. And of course, I want to give a shout out to all the readers that we've had tonight. So once again, give it up for Kimon Felix, Destiny Birdsong, Jacob Sayens, Mahogany L. Brown, and of course, give a shout out to our musical guest who will be coming up next, blessing us with one song on the way out. Please, please, please give it up for Rick Wilson.
All right, let's do some movement in this. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Now everybody, right? All right. To the left. To the left. To the right. To the right. There you go. There you go. They ain't never show no love like the world against us. Being born with no luck and morning and stuff. Fight the power like Chuck. Raise against the machines and not giving fucks. Ain't us all with one slug. They no war on the drugs and war on black thugs. Politicians just shrug. That will help from above. They don't wanna see us up. Let my niggas grow. Everybody this. Everybody go. They don't wanna see us. We ready. Y'all need to stop being racist. Y'all need to stop being anti-black. Y'all need to stop killing black people. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. When we right here, we set it up and we ain't going nowhere. Come on. Nobody make his own autonomy. And this policy is people over property. Treat us like pieces of monopoly. One day you'll be nothing but the receipt. Defund the police, abolish the prison, or don't speak a word to me. Fuck ICE and let them all free. Let the kids be in the sex surgery. The dollars that enslaved us cannot save us. The cops to kill Mike Brown is not a savior. Y'all be treating laws like religion. I ain't come here to play woke musician. I don't say we gon' win for the listens. Niggas tired of the Twitter feed lynchings. Free up on my trend, slip list in prisons. Why they steady punching down, they don't wanna see us. Let my niggas grow. Everybody this. Everybody go. Black women lie.
dedicate myself to change. I dedicate myself to my people. I dedicate myself to the movement. I dedicate myself to the revolution.
And the revolution don't stop. That song's called Fight Like Ida and Marsha P.
Woo. Thank you. Peace, y'all. Have a good one. Take care.